Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook, Chapter 21. The temptation to pass on bloodlines is really great, go to the North Galaxy. Hearing this, the corners of Paragus' eyes twitched violently. After showing a terrified expression on his face, a fierce look flashed in his eyes. Because half a month ago, he discovered the Saiyan hybrid child in front of him through the high technology of other planets. According to the data display, he has super strength. Absolutely surpasses all Saiyans on the Saiyan planet before, including King Vegeta. So if you want to kill them, maybe you can do it with your fingers. But he also has big ambitions. That is to rule the universe. So this mixed-race Saiyan child in front of him may become an obstacle for him to rule the universe. Such a terrifying talent and strength at such a young age. If he is allowed to grow up, the consequences will be disastrous. So his plan for coming this time is to kill him completely before he can really grow up. Although this kid is very strong now, but it is absolutely impossible to be the opponent of his son Broly. So he wants to use Broly's hand to completely get rid of this half-blood brat in front of him. Clear all obstacles in his way to rule the universe. Are you Kakarot's son? I used to be very good comrades in arms with your grandpa Burdock. The reason why I came to you this time is because you have the blood of Saiyan, and you are so powerful. I think you have the qualifications and ability to rebuild our planet Saiyan, and then you will be the new king of Saiyan. This is also the purpose of my trip. Please don't refuse my kindness. After Paragus finished speaking, he knelt down on one knee. It does look sincere, but how could Son Goten, who is a time traveler, not know the thoughts in his heart? Although this guy is average in strength, he is ambitious. With the powerful talent of his son Broly, he is estimated to have ruled the entire southern galaxy now. And if you want to rule this universe, you must eliminate all stumbling blocks. Obviously, he has become a stumbling block in his eyes. Oh, King Saiyan, sounds like a pretty good one. Son Goten smiled playfully. He didn't care about the so-called King Saiyan at all. In the vast universe, King Saiyan exists like garbage. Besides, this status can't bring him any benefits. In this dangerous world, the best way to guarantee your own safety is the power of superciliousness. Certainly, he really doesn't have much interest in King Saiyan. But he was very interested in Broly. That guy is of the legendary Super Saiyan bloodline, and even without training, his combat effectiveness will increase day by day. If he can obtain his bloodline of Xuanchao, his strength will definitely undergo a qualitative change by then. And this, the system can do. Through the ability of the system, you may be able to pick up the super bloodline in the battle with Broly. Yeah, as long as you become the king of Saiyan, the entire universe will crawl under your feet. We people will naturally follow your arrangement. Paragus quickly agreed. In fact, he originally wanted to bring Broly directly to the earth, and then kill the half-blood kid in front of him. But after Broly went mad, he would completely become a fighting machine without any consciousness. This earth looks pretty good, very suitable for habitation. It can be used as his base camp after he rules the universe. It would be a pity if it was destroyed during the battle. That's why he didn't bring Broly directly. Rule this universe, it's really good. Okay, I agree to your request. After Son Goten pretended to hesitate a little, he nodded in agreement. Because of Broly's super blood, it is indeed very attractive. It's great, then. Our base camp is in the southern galaxy. Do you need to prepare again? An excited look appeared on Paragus' face. But in my heart I dismissed it. The little kid is really a little kid, it's so easy to deceive. Originally, I thought it would take some effort, but I didn't expect that this kid would be fooled by a few words. It's really naive, I guess I'm dreaming of becoming a queen in my heart now. Little did he know that after reaching Blue Galaxy, it would be his end. There's nothing to prepare, I can't wait. Son Goten responded lightly. Indeed, he can't wait to feel the power of Xuanchao Saiyan. By the way, maybe you can pick up the Xuanchao bloodline, and then you can make a lot of money. Great, if this is the case, then let's hurry over. Paragus was equally impatient. He really can't wait to rule the universe. The environment on this earth is indeed good. After this mixed blood brat is completely eliminated, this place will be their base camp. As for the humans on this planet, they will be completely wiped out. My most respected king, please come on the spaceship with us. After Paragus stood up, he put his right hand on his chest again, showing great respect. It's just that the moment Son Goten turned around, a devilish smile finally appeared on his face. Everyone is walking into the universe ship in no time. Accompanied by the roar, the universe spacecraft also left the Earth in just a few seconds. Going to the North Milky Way, even a universe spacecraft made with the most advanced technology, will take a full 3 days. Chapter 22. 3 days later, under the leadership of Paragus, Son Goten also successfully came to a desolate planet in the southern galaxy. It's just that the planet looks bare, with no signs of life activity. Some breaths that can be felt are all gathered in one place. In other words, there are no survivors in this place except the people of Paragus. Paragus, is this the new Vegeta planet you seek? I have to say, your vision is really bad enough. Son Goten glanced around, then spoke lightly. Yes, Wong is right. This planet is indeed relatively desolate. But this is more in line with our Saiyan character. If you want to choose a better planet, you can naturally choose again after you become king. Paragus immediately replied respectfully. Being pointed at by a little ghost really made him very angry. But this anger will soon dissipate. Because it won't be long before this kid will completely disappear from the world. And the whole world will also fall under his control. Then a few people moved on. After walking on the winding mountain road for about a few minutes, there was finally a building in sight. But it was still bare, without any signs of emerald green life. At the gate, stand a few figures, most of them universe people, outlaws from every galaxy. These guys Son Goten didn't pay attention at all. His gaze instantly focused on that familiar figure. Yep, that guy is Broly. He is more than 2 meters tall, half taller than others. There are golden hoops on the neck and limbs. There is also a device to control his strength between the eyebrows. This thing is naturally Paragus in order to better control Broly's rampage. His eyes were extremely calm, and he looked a little timid. Just as Son Goten looked at Broly, Broly also looked up at Son Goten. The originally calm and timid gaze changed in an instant to reveal a fierce look. Giggle. Then he clenched his fists tightly, bared his teeth and cracked his mouth, and a powerful murderous aura erupted from his body in an instant. See King Vegeta. At this moment, all the people in universe knelt down to Son Goten in unison. Only Broly still looked at Son Goten fiercely, baring his teeth and cracking his mouth, like an awakened ancient beast. Broly. Paragus immediately called out loudly to Broly. Then use the controller in your hand to start controlling Broly's mood and energy. The controller between Broly's eyebrows also flashed a dazzling light instantly. Soon, don't change again. He was grinning just now, as if he wanted to eat Son Goten alive. But now, once again, the calm and delicate look has been restored. Others may not know what's going on, but Son Goten does. Because he looks exactly like Son Goku. As the son of Son Goku, the breath is also very similar, and even the voice is exactly the same. Guess Trunks mistook Son Goten for Son Goku. King, please don't mind, he is my son Broly. Sometimes the mood is not normal. Paragus immediately opened his mouth to explain to Son Goten. Old man, I was tricked by you to come here, it's already at this time, you don't have to pretend to me. You tricked me here, didn't you just want to use your son to kill me? Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan, do you think I know nothing? Son Goten looked away from Broly, then looked at Paragus, and said calmly. What? Paragus was stunned for a moment, and now Son Goten's words shocked him very much. Although this is indeed his intention, and his son is indeed the legendary Super Saiyan. But he never told anyone about this matter, even his subordinates. Why does this kid in front of him know so clearly? And it seems that he already knew his purpose. But why did he follow him to this planet? Since this brat knows about the legendary Super Saiyan, he must know how powerful Broly is. Why is he still willing to come to this place to die? Was he foolish enough to think he could defeat the legendary Super Saiyan Broly? And at this time on King Kai's planet, the dead Son Goku and Son Gohan are also paying attention to Son Goten's movements. At this time, all of them had a pale golden halo above their heads. Death in Dragon Ball is just that perfunctory. Especially the protagonist group. Boy Goten, since he knows that Paragus has evil intentions, why is he willing to follow Paragus to that place? Son Gohan was very puzzled, then looked at Son Goku and Vegeta and asked. At this time, under King Kai's ability, although Goten and the others cannot be seen, But the conversation between Goten and Paragus can be clearly heard. I do not know. Perhaps the legendary Super Saiyan Broly that Goten just mentioned is very powerful. So Goten wants to fight that Broly too. Son Goku shook his head, guessing and explaining. Goten possesses power beyond all of them, and his talent is terrifyingly strong. Now less than 10 years old, he has completely transformed into the form of Super Saiyan 2. And it has reached this level by virtue of its own strength. This talent is indeed not comparable to the three of them. And when they killed Cell in seconds, they had never seen the transformation. Even in the underworld, I have never heard of that kind of appearance. Cut. Do you think that brat is you? Kakarot, that kid is much smarter than you. He must not just fight a powerful opponent. Look carefully, maybe he will become stronger next time. Vegeta glanced at Son Goku, folded his hands on his chest and said proudly. Even after staying in the underworld for 8 years, his haughty character has not changed at all. Ah, is that so? Then I'm really curious. Son Goku scratched the back of his head and said naively. Chapter 23. It's disgusting, this brat has no one to guide him in training. But why is the speed of cultivation so fast? Even if you add the 2 years in the spiritual time room, you are only 9 years old, and your strength has reached this level. Vegeta clenched his fists tightly, obviously very upset. Because Son Goten is only 9 years old, and his strength has already surpassed him. More importantly, this kid had never met a decent opponent before he met Cell. There is no one to guide him in cultivation. To be able to become so strong under such conditions, the combat talent can be imagined. Especially after he glanced at the Trunks beside him, he became even more angry. Trunks is a year older than Son Goten. But since becoming Super Saiyan 2 years ago, there has been little improvement in the past 2 years. Not even the full power of Super Saiyan, let alone Super Saiyan 2. It would be fine if Son Goten was someone else, but this guy is Kakarot's son. This made him even more unhappy. Because he just likes being compared to Kakarot. The same is true among sons. Kakarot's eldest son Son Gohan's talent is clearly seen by everyone, far surpassing Trunks. Now even Kakarot's youngest son is so outrageous. Could it be that I, a Saiyan genius with royal blood, is really inferior to Kakarot, a low-level fighter? It's no surprise. To be honest, Goten is much more disciplined than Gohan. When there is no danger and no one forces him to train, he has been training desperately since he was 4 years old, and he persisted for a full 4 or 5 years. Not everyone has this kind of perseverance. Besides, Goten was just a kid at the time. Looking at the sour Vegeta, Piccolo on the side also spoke immediately. To be honest, he admires Goten very much for this. Recalling Gohan back then, he was also forcibly pulled over by himself to start training when he was 4 years old. But many times I thought about running away. The determination to train was not firm at all. This is still in the situation of being forced. Ah, Piccolo is absolutely right. Goten, that boy is indeed very self-disciplined, even I feel inferior. Son Goku also nodded seriously, and said to everyone. If he didn't have so many teachers to guide him, he would probably still be a savage living in Bowsy Mountain. And at this moment, Paragus stopped pretending. Because it has now brought Son Goten to Broly. So now as long as Broly kills the kid in front of him, no one will be able to stop him from ruling the universe. Ha ha ha, brat, you are much smarter than I thought. And seems to know a lot. But so what, since you have come here, this is where you will be buried. Paragus laughed wildly and said to Son Goten. As long as his son Broly takes action, it is absolutely impossible for any Saiyan to survive in his hands. Is it? It seems that you are very confident in your son. I don't know if this is my burial place, but I can be sure that you will die here soon. Son Goten glanced at Paragus and said coldly. A piece of garbage with only 4,000 combat power, he can easily destroy it. The moment the voice fell, Son Goten turned his head directly and grabbed Paragus by the neck. What, Broly, hurry up and stop the brat, finish him right now. Feeling instantly wrapped in death, Paragus also panicked and gave Broly an order. Chi-Chi, Kakarot. The moment Paragus' voice fell, Broly's originally calm expression became irritable again. The black hair began to move without wind, and a powerful wave of air spread out in all directions. The surrounding universe people were instantly blown away, and some died on the spot. Although he hasn't transformed yet, Brawly's power is much stronger than these universe people whose combat power is only hundreds or thousands of points. Kakarot! Brawly roared again, and grass-green flames suddenly appeared around his body. The black hair also stood on end in an instant. Stinky brat, slowly experience the fear that is more desperate than hell. Brawly will make you die in fear little by little. Paragus also shouted crazily. No Saiyan can match his son. Even if this half-breed kid does have talent and strength beyond most Saiyans. Your chattering voice is really annoying. Disappear. After Son Goten's impatient voice fell, the palm of his hand instantly gathered energy. The moment the energy blasted out, Paragus' body disappeared without a trace like a snowflake falling in the flames. A Saiyan with only 4,000 points of combat power, Son Goten can really strangle him to death. There is no ability to resist at all. Roar. Brawly roared again at this time, and the whole planet shook violently. In fact, the Brawly in front of him is similar to the original Saiyan who has no emotion. For him, family affection has no value at all. In the theatrical version, the runaway Brawly even solved his father himself. And the Brawly in the new theatrical version pays more attention to emotion than the Brawly in front of me. At least after seeing his father killed, he would be angry and run away. But Brawly was in front of him, obviously indifferent to Paragus. Still shouting Kakarot in his mouth. Rustle. At this time, the grass-green arrogance around Brawly's body became even more violent. The black hair also turned dark purple. This is Brawly's mimic Super Saiyan form. After feeling the extremely powerful aura, Son Goten didn't dare to slack off. Clenching his fists, accompanied by a low growl, he instantly transformed into the full power form of Super Saiyan. Kakarot! Brawly growled again. The body rushed to Son Goten again. The speed is very fast, and the attacking moves are not fancy. A straight punch hit Son Goten. Bring it on. Let me take a good look at how strong the legendary Super Saiyan Brawly is. Son Goten pursed his lips, and then greeted him with a punch as well. Chapter 24. Boom. The moment the fists of the two collided, a huge sonic boom spread instantly. Immediately afterwards, the palace behind Brawly collapsed. And the surviving universe outlaws just now were also completely turned into dust in this terrifying shock wave while being terrified. A huge Tionking appeared on the ground, and the inside was covered with spider web-like cracks. Call out. Son Goten's body flew upside down, flying a distance of several tens of feet before stopping. But Brawly, on the other hand, didn't move at all. It seemed that the collision just now did not cause him any damage. Son Goten's face suddenly revealed a somewhat dignified look. Because of the collision just now, he felt as if he had punched a piece of steel. The legendary Super Saiyan not only has super fighting talent. His body is ridiculously strong, which is very suitable for using Ultra Instinct. And Brawly just turned into a mimetic Saiyan just now, and didn't turn into a real teleportation form. It is already able to have such a powerful force. It is conceivable what kind of monsters Son Goku and the others are facing in the theatrical version. If it weren't for the protagonist Halo, Son Goku and the others would have already received the box lunch. Hey ah ah! Brawly roared again. Obviously fighting could quickly stimulate his desire to fight. Accompanied by bursts of roars, the green arrogance around Brawly's body rose again. At the same time, a huge grass-green energy ball quickly condensed in his chest. This guy doesn't have any skills at all in fighting, it's just that kind of inexhaustible energy. In a blink of an eye, the energy ball became the size of several basketballs. Then blasted directly at Son Goten. Is this the power of Xuanchao Brawly? It's really ridiculously strong. Lightning Cell can't be his opponent at all. While Son Goten was extremely horrified, his body flashed for an instant, and he disappeared in place. Rumble. The ground was directly blasted into the biggest sinkhole by the grass-green energy ball. A semicircle of energy visible to the naked eye rises from the ground. At this time, Son Goten's body has appeared in midair. He clenched his fists tightly, and blue electric arcs suddenly appeared around his body. The golden hair was also bundled up high, and the arrogance turned into a jet. It has become Super Saiyan 2. Because from the energy of Brawly just now, it can be felt that it is only Chao Yi's full power form, and it is impossible to be his opponent at all. There is even a world of difference in strength. If this guy can learn some fighting skills, his strength will be ridiculously strong. More importantly, Brawly's aura seemed to be rapidly expanding every moment. Roar! Brawly was still roaring wildly. Immediately afterwards, one green energy ball after another was released from the body. The surrounding mountain peaks continued to collapse, and huge pits on the ground continued to emerge one after another. The originally desolate planet is now full of devastation, like a purgatory on Earth. With the continuous improvement of breath, Brawly also changed again. The originally brown hair turned grass green at this moment, and the pupils in the eyes completely disappeared, leaving nothing. It looked like he had completely lost his mind. This is Brawly's true teleportation form. What's more, his aura has undergone earth-shaking changes from just now. Is this the legendary Super Saiyan form? This powerful aura is simply not comparable to Super Saiyan 2. It's unbelievable that after Son Goku absorbed Vegeta and Son Gohan's chi in the theatrical version, although he was able to defeat this monster. Feeling the overwhelming sense of oppression, Son Goten thought to himself in horror. After personally feeling this powerful aura, he became even more certain that Brawly in the movie version died because of the plot and the length of time in the movie version because of the halo of his protagonist. At that time, Son Goku and Son Gohan could only become Super Saiyan at full power. As for Vegeta and Trunks, they are weaker. For all the energy they put in, Son Goku can punch Brawly through the body, it's a joke. Originally more than 2 meters tall, Son Goten looked like a kid in front of him. That kind of obvious gap, no matter how you look at it, is very inconsistent. At this time, after the transformation, Brawly has reached a height of more than 3 meters, and he looks like a giant. This is Brawly having completed his transformation and stopped continuing to growl like a beast. Although the eyes are still empty. But at this time, Brawly had obviously regained his sanity. But at the same time, it has completely turned into an ancient beast that can only kill. Then the empty eyes turned to Son Goten. There was a bloodthirsty grin on the corner of his mouth. Then a voice like a devil said, "I know you are not Kakarot, but I feel exactly the same thing as Kakarot from your body. Besides, you look so much like Kakarot, so I'll use you as a blood sacrifice." The moment the devilish voice fell, Brawly's body rushed towards Son Goten again. The speed of this guy has undergone a qualitative change. That huge body is like a hill, covered with sinew and flesh, and the body is made of copper skin and iron bones. Looking at this guy, one can't help feeling a sense of helplessness. That feeling of oppression is really too strong. And at this time on King Kai's small planet. Originally, his planet disappeared with the explosion of the cell. However, in the past 8 years, he has rebuilt a small planet by himself. It is about the same size as before, and basically the same in all aspects. During these 8 years, Son Goku and Vegeta have been practicing here with the special approval of King Yama. At this moment Son Goku was quite speechless. What's going on? That Saiyan named Brawly seems to have a deep hatred for me. But I've never met him, let alone fought him. Do you know what's going on, Vegeta? Son Goku looked at Vegeta with an innocent face and asked. After all, Vegeta is Saiyan's prince, maybe he will know something about Brawly. Cut. How would I know? I've never heard the name Brawly either. Vegeta turned his head and replied arrogantly. But at this time his self-confidence was also very hit. Obviously he is the genius of Saiyan, the proud prince of Saiyan. It's okay to be surpassed by Kakarot, after all, he's almost used to it over the years. But now there is another legendary Super Saiyan Brawly. There is no limit to the jokes. What's the story then? Son Goku continued to scratch his head in doubt. At this moment, Son Goten looked at Brawly who was rushing towards him, and muttered. Your attack method is too direct. Then his eyes froze, and he raised his right hand high. A touch of golden energy instantly condensed in the palm of the palm, and then turned into a round air blade. Chi Yuan/10 Blades. Chapter 25. This is Klin's unique technique, although it may not be of much use if he fights an opponent who is too powerful. But Brawly's fighting style is too simple, completely without thinking. Maybe Chi Yuan/ will cause some damage to him. After all, for a runaway Saiyan, he certainly wouldn't dodge such an attack. Sure enough, Brawly rushed towards Son Goten as fast as he could. There is no intention of avoiding Chi Yuan/ at all. Just when Chi Yuanjan was 1 meter closer to him, Brawly suddenly gasped. Roar. Accompanied by the roar, the grass-green arrogance around the body rose again. Qi Yuan's on was directly blocked by the chi flames around him abruptly, which made Sun Goten extremely surprised. You must know that Qi Yuan slash is an attack method that can cause real damage. Click. Just when Sun Goten was surprised, a crisp sound suddenly sounded. Immediately afterwards, cracks appeared on the 10 pieces of Qi Yuan's on. In the blink of an eye, it had turned into a little bit of golden starlight and then disappeared. And Brawly's speed didn't decrease at all, and he rushed directly towards Sun Goten. The attack was still so straightforward, and when the jab came, Sun Goten quickly raised his arms to block. Boom! The moment he was hit, a force as vast as the universe struck instantly. There was a sudden tingling feeling in both arms, and the body also retreated uncontrollably. His feet rubbed against the ground, and he retreated 100 feet away before stopping. Brawly flipped his palm, and a grass-green energy instantly condensed. Then he threw it directly at Sun Goten. The moment the energy ball was released, it turned into a dozen energy balls like a shotgun. Sun Goten did not dare to slack off in the slightest. The body jumped up, and the ground exploded almost at the same time. Rumble. Countless Teonkings were formed again. It looks like we have to compete head-on with this guy. If you want to play a long game, you can't beat Brawly at all. Sun Goten's face was extremely serious, thinking secretly in his heart. If it is an ordinary person, perhaps the protracted war will play a very important role. Even protracted warfare is a very good tactic. But facing Brawly, this tactic is useless at all, and it will make him fall into a very passive situation. Brawly will continue to become stronger as the battle time increases, and his breath will continue to improve. It is equivalent to the continuous increase in strength in battle. Fighting a protracted battle with this kind of guy is no different from courting death. It must be done quickly. If the form of Super 2 can't defeat Brawly, then you can only use Ultra Instinct to completely solve Brawly. After all, his goal from beginning to end was to pick up Brawly's super bloodline. As for how to win the battle or get the bloodline, it doesn't matter to him. Living is what he cares most about. To become stronger and surpass those who are really strong is his goal. Just as Sun Goten was thinking, a huge green energy ball condensed from Brawly's chest again. Then it blasted directly at Sun Goten. Sun Goten's body flashed again, and he dodged it easily. Brawly's strength is indeed very strong, and the power of the energy ball is also very powerful. But Brawly, who is in a rampage state, has no combat experience at all, and his attacks are very single. Therefore, if such an attack is deliberately avoided, it is difficult to hit people. Especially Sun Goten, whose strength has reached the middle stage of Super Saiyan's second stage, is not slow at all. And at this time on King Kai's planet, Son Goku and the others looked very nervous. All of them frowned, clenched their fists, and watched the battle with their eyes closed. That Brawly's temper is so strong and violent, and it seems that as the battle time increases, his aura is constantly expanding. This guy is completely different from you. Piccolo quickly gave an accurate judgment. After Goku and Vegeta become Super Saiyan, their stamina and energy will be consumed quickly. Because Super Saiyan itself is a transformation that consumes a lot of physical energy. But this Saiyan named Brawly seems to be completely different from them. This guy's breath is constantly expanding, and the speed is very fast. If this continues, Goten is likely to be killed by Brawly. Indeed, I feel it too. It's really unexpected that such a perverted Saiyan still exists in the world. Son Goku also nodded solemnly. Right now he really wants to join the fight, to help Goten fight Brawly. But now he is a dead person, and he can't control what happened in Yangzhan at all. So at this moment, I can only be anxious. Come on, Goten. You must win. You are the last warrior on Earth. At this time, Son Gohan is cheering for Goten. Goten is the last Saiyan warrior on Earth. If even it dies, it will be too bad if there are other crises on the Earth in the future. You guys are too worried. Although judging from the current situation, there is indeed a big gap between Goten's strength and that of Brawly. But don't forget, 2 months ago, Cell's strength was also higher than Goten's. Goten still killed him in seconds. And let me tell you that when Goten killed Cell, the power of God suddenly burst out from his body, which is a power that humans have never mastered so far. Seeing everyone with serious faces, King Kai spoke seriously from the side. It's not that he wants to appease everyone's emotions, what he said is true. When Goten was fighting Cell 2 months ago, the moment Goten killed Cell in seconds, his body really burst out with the breath of God. It's just that ordinary humans can't detect it at all. At that moment, Goten was doomed to be extraordinary. The power of God. Goten, how is it possible? Stop joking, how can Saiyan master the power of a god? Not to mention that kid Goten who doesn't have any master. Master Kai, is what you said true? Hearing this, everyone was extremely surprised. If King Kai hadn't lied to them, Goten had gone too far. You must know that these people have a very vague concept of the power of gods. But being able to kill the lightning cell in an instant means that the power of that god is very powerful. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Chapter 26. At this time, Son Goten has already made up his mind to confront Broly head-on. Because he took 3 more fairy beans from Immortal Kalen before. Even if you are seriously injured in battle, as long as you don't die, you can recover immediately. And Saiyan's passive skill is to gain powerful power after recovering from the dying state. The breath is constantly expanding. After Broly released the energy ball, he felt the breath in his body begin to expand rapidly again. Even the tendons all over his body trembled. At this time, after Broly transformed into Xuanchao, he was actually able to control his rationality. It's just that it will become more irritable and bloodthirsty. Roar. After the breath in his body continued to expand, Broly roared again. The powerful arrogance is also released from the body instantly. A huge grass-green energy barrier was directly formed around the body, and then countless energy balls were released from the green barrier. Rumble. Boom boom boom. Wherever the energy ball went, it was completely destroyed. At this time, the entire planet has long been crumbling. It seems that every second, there is a possibility of complete destruction. Son Goten deftly avoided all energy balls. Call out. In the next second, an extremely fast dodge came in front of Broly. Battle, start now, Broly, Son Goten said with an extremely serious face. Just now he was just dodging Broly's attack blindly, so it wasn't a fight at all. Next, is the real battle. Fighting, ha 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 ha. Trash, are you qualified to fight me just because of it? In my eyes, you're just a reptile. Broly grinned suddenly, his blank white eyes were full of disdain. In his eyes, Son Goten is just a poor little bug. A piece of garbage that he doesn't pay attention to at all, can be crushed to death at will. But since this kid is Kakarot's son, he must not be allowed to die so easily. He wants to vent all the anger against Kakarot in the past few decades on his son. Yeah, that's really a coincidence, my point of view is surprisingly consistent with yours. In my eyes, you are also rubbish, an unfounded reptile. Son Goten also raised a sneer at the corner of his mouth, and said to Broly. Although when watching the theatrical version, he knew that Broly was rational after being transformed into Xuanchao. But he was a little surprised that this guy was able to say these words. Chi chi chi. Broly didn't get angry at Son Goten's words, instead he let out a devilish laugh this time. Then he continued. You and your father Kakarot are exactly the same weak, and the same disgusting. As a reward, I will let you feel the fear brought by the devil. After Broly's crazy voice fell, the body flashed out, and the huge body was like a huge plowing machine. A shocking trace was plowed on the ground that passed by. The body also appeared in front of Son Goten like a ghost. Although this guy was big, it didn't affect his speed at all, it was astonishingly fast, almost in the blink of an eye. After appearing in front of Son Goten, Broly threw an uppercut. Son Goten clasped his hands quickly, blocking Broly's attack. The moment his body was thrown high, his right knee hit Broly's chin heavily. A blow with full strength only made Broly's head slightly tilted back. Is this guy's body actually so strong? I hit with all my strength, but it just made him tilt his head back. Son Goten's body stopped in midair, his face full of horror and disbelief. Although I know that the legendary Super Saiyan blood must be strong enough. But I didn't expect it to be so outrageous. With all his strength, he couldn't beat him back. Although I have long thought that this guy might be ridiculously strong, but this kind of physical strength is a bit too ridiculous. Broly pursed his lips at this point. Then he raised his head and glanced at Son Gohan, his eyes were full of disdain. Chi-Chi, is this your strength? Sure enough, it's as weak as I imagined. That kind of eyes and lip-licking movements are indeed like a demon running out of hell. Just standing there can make many people shudder. This is the feeling of oppression, and only Brawly in front of him can have this feeling of oppression. The new version of Brawly simply doesn't have it. Haha. Son Goten didn't say much, but started to explode again, and the blue lightning around his body crackled and flickered like a small snake. The golden arrogance around the body is also more turbulent. After raising his breath, Son Goten flashed out again. A punch hit Brawly's chest directly and heavily. Boom. A muffled crash sounded, but Brawly remained motionless. Still with a devilish grin on the corner of his mouth, he looked down at Son Goten like a god of war returning from hell. Chi chi chi. Is this the end? Garbage. Brawly's disdainful laughter sounded again. In the next second, Brawly made a lightning shot and grabbed Son Goten. Then press it to the ground, all the way sparks and lightning crazy friction. The ground was instantly plowed into a trench several tens of feet long. The black martial arts uniform on Son Goten's body also became tattered in an instant. Then Brawly threw Son Goten's body into the air, and raised his hand to shoot a precise palm cannon. Boom! A cloud of black smoke suddenly exploded in the sky, and Son Goten's body was also blown out of the black smoke. There is still a long tail of black smoke trailing behind. Then his body was heavily embedded in the mountain peak hundreds of meters away. There were wounds of varying degrees on his body, and blood was overflowing from the corner of his mouth. After standing up again, Son Goten's eyes were still extremely firm, and there was still a little bit of excitement. The legendary Super Saiyan bloodline is really too strong. If you can pick it up, you can definitely use Ultra Instinct Mega for a long time. Bark. He tore off the tattered martial arts uniform on his body. Looks like I have to use the Ultra Instinct. If I keep fighting with this guy, I'm afraid that Ultra Instinct won't be able to work. Son Goten quickly made up his mind. Although the Brawly in front of him is not as terrifying as the Dragon Ball surpasses Brawly. But the growth of the breath is also rising in a straight line, which is ridiculously fast. If you continue to entangle like this, then maybe the perineum will really capsize. Chapter 27. Brawly, I admit that your strength is indeed outrageous. The bloodline of the legendary Super Saiyan is also stronger than I imagined. If only with the power of Super Saiyan, I am indeed not your opponent, and the gap between the two of us is very large. But next, I will completely defeat you as quickly as possible. After making up his mind, Son Goten said to Brawly in a serious tone. That's right, he's about to use the Ultra Instinct. In his current Super Saiyan 2 form, it is simply not enough to defeat Brawly. Even breaking through to the form of Super Saiyan 3 at a critical moment may not necessarily be able to defeat Brawly. And this guy's strength will become stronger and stronger as the battle time increases. In order to prevent accidents from happening, this battle must end. If you're looking at Brawly from the Dragon Ball Super movie, maybe you can still befriend him. But this Brawly, once he went berserk, he couldn't control it at all. As he himself said, the Brawly in front of him is indeed a real demon. How can a pure devil befriend humans? Then we can only kill Brawly completely to avoid future troubles. Gee, garbage, just because you want to defeat me. For Son Goten's words, Brawly is still dismissive. Just now he has fully understood the power of Son Goten. This kind of strength, even if he is growing tenfold, it is absolutely impossible to defeat him. This is simply a fool's dream. And he could feel that the aura in his body began to grow crazily again. Son Goten did not continue speaking. Instead, he directly took out a fairy bean and ate it, quickly recovering his physical strength. The injuries on his body healed completely in an instant. Then he closed his eyes slightly and exited the transformation form of Super Saiyan. Call. He let out a long breath of foul air. Once again, silver lines were released around the whole person's body. And his aura was completely unable to be captured at this moment. At this time on the planet King Kai, Son Goku and Vegeta showed surprise on their faces again. Because of Goten's breath, it completely disappeared at this moment. Even through King Kai's superpowers, Goten's breath cannot be sensed. Goten's breath is gone again. Looks like he's going to use the form that killed Cell earlier. After he couldn't feel Son Goten's breath, Son Goku also spoke immediately. Because I don't know what it is, I can only call it the form. In their cognition, it may be a form similar to Super Saiyan. It's just that it seems to be much stronger than the form of Super Saiyan. The breath of God. This time, the breath of God released by Goten is even stronger. King Kai's chubby body kept shaking. The powerful breath of God released from Goten's body made him feel very depressed. This is definitely a power that can only be mastered by a powerful god. The mere king of the world naturally felt a sense of oppression. The Broly that Goten is facing now seems to be much stronger than the Cell at that time. Wonder if Goten can win, Son Gohan said with some concern. After all, Goten is the last Saiyan warrior on Earth. If something happens to him, the future of the Earth may be in jeopardy. You don't have to worry. Although that Broly is indeed a demonic existence. Even if it's a few of you, you may not be able to defeat him. But Goten is absolutely fine. Seeing everyone's worried expressions, King Kai said confidently. Only he can feel the huge breath of God in Goten's body. So he knows very well how powerful Goten is now. It seems that Goten has mastered a super ability. Hee, speaking of it, I have the urge to fight Goten. Son Goku smiled and said eagerly. Although they stayed together after death. But Vegeta has never been his opponent. And Gohan can't stimulate the powerful fighting talent in his body without huge pressure. So these 8 years of training have made his strength completely surpass the others. Although they often train together, they have absolutely no urge to fight with them. At this time, Goten and Broly made Son Goku quite excited. Unfortunately, he is now a dead man. There is no way to play against Goten and Broly. But just on the other side, the silver lines around Son Goten's body became denser and denser. Broly looked at Son Goten suspiciously. Because he could feel that Son Goten's aura had completely disappeared in an instant. And also quit Super Saiyan's transformation. I don't know what this kid is planning. But he didn't care at all. Because no matter what Son Goten is doing, it will eventually die at his hands. Chi-Chi. Broly gritted his teeth, and the corner of his mouth revealed a bloodthirsty arc again. Then the body suddenly rushed towards Son Goten. Swish. With a punch, the powerful force seemed to distort the space in an instant. Son Goten still had his eyes closed. But it was as if his whole body was covered with eyes, the moment Broly attacked with his fist. With a slight body movement of 30 centimeters, he easily avoided Broly's fist. Giggle. Unexpectedly, his attack was easily dodged again. Broly gritted his teeth, and then unleashed a hail of bullets with his fists again. Swish swish swish. One after another, the sound of breaking through the air continued to sound. The air was shaken out bursts of ripples. But hundreds of times of attacks, but still did not touch Son Goten's body. Then the next second, Son Goten opened his eyes suddenly. A silver light flashed in the pupil. Immediately afterwards, the silver light around the body shook. The hair is also calm and automatic, the expression is very calm, and the mood does not fluctuate in the slightest. Seeing Son Goten, whose whole body suddenly rose with silver aura, Broly froze, obviously surprised. But Son Goten didn't intend to give him time to be surprised. Chapter 28. The moment the silver light in the pupils flowed, the body disappeared like a ghost. The speed was ridiculously fast, and afterimages appeared one after another in midair. If the cartoon is played frame by frame, it is normal. Before Broly recovered from his astonishment, the figure of Son Goten had already appeared in front of him. Then, a straight punch hit Broly hard in the stomach. Boom. Wow. The moment the low crash sounded, a mouthful of blood spurted out directly from Broly's mouth. The huge body of more than 3 meters high was also thrown back a distance of several hundred feet by a punch. Giggle. Broly hugged his belly in pain. At this moment, he felt that his stomach was completely kept together, and he felt a heart-piercing colic. Although he is very strong after the runaway, and his body is strong enough. But after Son Goten cast Ultra Instinct, the power of that punch was extremely terrifying. Roar ah ah ah. The pain continued to stimulate Broly, making him howl like a heart-piercing beast. The grass-green light in the body also increased greatly again. Whoosh. Son Goten didn't hesitate at all. The body flashed and appeared again like a ghost. Then a beautiful roundabout kick hit Broly's neck hard with his foot. Boom. Rumble. Broly's huge body hit the ground directly, and the ground was smashed into a shocking sinkhole. At this moment, he didn't have any intention of showing mercy. Because even the current him, under the condition of using Ultra Instinct, can only persist for less than half a minute. If Brawley wasn't completely dealt with within half a minute, something serious would happen to his body. When the time comes, it will be like fish on a chopping board, ready for Brawley to slaughter. After kicking Brawley into the ground, Son Goten's body jumped up and stood in the air. Whoosh! Then quickly gather energy with one hand. A silver energy light bullet was condensed in a moment. This is pure divine power. No matter how strong Brawley's body is, it is absolutely impossible to withstand it. Boom! Rumble! The energy ball hit exactly where Brawley was. With the deafening roar, the whole planet began to shake. The ground was directly pierced by energy waves, and the scarlet magma surged crazily. And Brawley's body once again appeared in Son Gohan's sight. At this moment, the huge body was covered with scars. There were bloodstains at the corners of his mouth and eyes, but at this moment he was even more furious. Like an awakened ancient beast, it bared its teeth. The breath is even more terrifying. Obviously, Brawley, who was stimulated by the pain, became stronger and more vicious at this moment. Gradually controlled by the wild, a little bit of loss of self-awareness. Actually, resisted. This guy is so tenacious that it's unbelievable. Looking at Brawley, who only suffered a few injuries, Son Goten was shocked again. Roar! A frenzied roar escaped Brawley's throat again. Immediately afterwards, the green energy around the body became more and more terrifying. Energy balls were also continuously released from around the body. Wherever it went, the ground was destroyed. The scarlet magma churned and surged continuously. The entire planet is completely dilapidated, and it is estimated that in less than a minute, this planet will completely disappear. Brawley's energy is still destroying the planet. A serious look gradually appeared on Son Goten's face. Because I have been fighting with Brawley for so long, the system's electronic notification sound did not appear. That means he didn't pick up Brawley's super bloodline. You must know that they risked their lives to come to this planet just to pick up Brawley's super blood. At this level of fighting now, if you can't pick up Brawley's super bloodline, it will be too bad. And more importantly, Brawley has completely lost his mind now. Start the crazy destruction. This planet is estimated to be completely destroyed in a minute. At that time, he may be in danger. After all, he cannot sustain Ultra Instinct mode for a long time. And with the power of Super Saiyan alone, it is completely impossible to survive in the universe. System, the Cell of Fusion Cell. At this moment, Son Goten suddenly thought that when he killed Cell before, he picked up his cell. At the beginning, he did not choose Fusion Cell cells. Because for him, Cell cells are not very useful. Unexpectedly, at this time, Cell cells will come in handy. Because in Cell cells, there are genes of Frieza and his father King Cold. And the frozen demons can completely survive in a vacuum. Good host. Close black lens bracket. The electronic synthesis sound of the system sounded quickly. Then, accompanied by a tingling pain all over his body, the system prompted that the fusion was successful. Countless new knowledge appeared in his mind in an instant. Vegeta's ultimate flash, Frieza's death ray and planet destruction bomb, Piccolo's magic light cannon, Tien Jinfan's new Qigong cannon and other skills. But these are of little use to Son Goten. The only thing that will come in handy right now is Frieza and King Cold's ability to survive in the universe. Haha, Brawley's aura is getting stronger and stronger, and the planet is like a boat in Wongyang, crumbling. Son Goten also knows very well that it is time to give Brawley a fatal blow. Even if you can't pick up the legendary Super Saiyan blood this time, you must not die in this place. It's over, Brawley. With this in mind, Son Goten looked at Brawley with extremely serious eyes. In the next second, the body instantly appeared in front of Brawley. The silver god energy condensed in the palm was aimed at Brawley's chest. Without any hesitation, and without giving Brawley any chance to resist, the energy ball blasted out from the palm instantly. Ah! Accompanied by a piercing scream. Brawley's body disintegrated and dissipated bit by bit under the energy of God. The terrifying energy impact directly caused the entire planet to explode in an instant. At the same time, the familiar electronic synthesizer sounded in his mind. Open black lens bracket ding. Congratulations to the host for picking up the legendary Super Saiyan bloodline plus 5 billion fighting power. Boom. The moment the electronic synthesizer sounded, the planet also exploded, and a beautiful firework bloomed in the vast universe. Chapter 29. Boom. The gorgeous fireworks gradually began to dissipate, and finally reduced to dust in the universe little by little. Broly's body was also completely missing at this moment. At this time, Son Goten, standing in the sky in the vast universe, is as small as a speck of dust. The explosion of the planet just now also caused him to suffer serious injuries, bleeding profusely. Although he has the ability to destroy a planet in an instant. But being able to destroy a planet and being able to withstand the power released by a planet's explosion are completely different things. If the energy barrier hadn't been condensed in time just now, it is estimated that in the explosion wave of the planet just now, it is very likely to be seriously injured or directly killed. This is not an exaggeration at all. Son Goten immediately exited the realm of Ultra Instinct. The whole person instantly felt extremely limp, as if the strength in his body had been emptied. After all, casting Ultra Instinct itself consumes a lot of physical energy, and it also causes great damage to the body. Besides, the explosion wave just now also caused a lot of injuries to him. After feeling the weakness in his body, Son Goten quickly took out another fairy bean and put it in his mouth. After chewing a few times, the injuries on his body miraculously healed again. He could clearly feel that the energy in his body seemed much stronger than before. That kind of power is almost gushing out. Finally get rid of that guy. However, this approach is really a bit too risky. Even now that he has recovered his full strength, he still has lingering fears. That guy, Broly, was stronger than he imagined. In the state of Ultra Instinct, I endured 2 full-strength attacks before I completely killed him. Fortunately, he was not given more time to grow. Otherwise, it is really unknown whether he can survive in the end. However, this kind of risky adventure finally got him a satisfactory result. Got what he was most looking forward to. The legendary Super Saiyan bloodline. This time he also came for it. The basic combat power of 5 billion has also improved his strength qualitatively. After fusion has the legendary Super Saiyan blood, it is hard for him to imagine how strong he will become. But one thing is certain, it is definitely not the same as it is now. The system has detected a non-fused bloodline. The legendary Super Saiyan bloodline is the host fusion. Close black lens bracket. At this moment, the electronic synthesis sound of the system sounded again. In the bloodline column of the personal template, the words of the legendary Super Saiyan not fusion also appeared. No fusion yet, Son Goten gave the order in his head. Now, in the vast and illusory universe, fusion's fabled Super Saiyan bloodline didn't know what to expect. So fusion in this place is obviously not appropriate. Fusion can only be performed with peace of mind when you are in a safe place. Open black lens bracket good host close black lens bracket. The system also responded immediately. Then there was no movement. At this time, Son Goten looked at the vast, boundless universe. A sense of loneliness comes with it, although he trained alone in the spiritual time house for a year. But he knew he was on Earth at the time. As long as you step out of the gate of the spiritual time room, you can return to the Earth. But now he doesn't know how to get back to Earth. Getting back to Earth won't be easy without the universe ship. Therefore, his current plan is to find a planet with signs of biological activity first, and then find a way to return to Earth. After making up his mind, Son Goten disappeared in place in a flash. And at this time on the planet King Kai, Son Goku and Son Gohan are all happy. Because Goten survived, and Broly was killed. Amazing, Goten. Son Goku clenched his fists excitedly. Not only did Goten take care of that Broly, but he actually survived the planet's explosion. Goten, this kid, is really outrageously strong. Broly's last breath is really too strong. Dad, even if you become Super Saiyan 3, you still can't beat Broly. Son Gohan is also full of excitement and excitement. They could clearly feel Broly's breath at that time. Powerful beyond description, although Son Gohan has reached the form of Super Saiyan 2. But he knew very well that Broly at that time could definitely kill him instantly. It is estimated that even Dad's Super 3 form is not Broly's opponent. You're right Gohan, even if I become Super Saiyan 3, it's absolutely impossible to defeat Broly. That guy is really too strong. But that kid Goten is the best. The current him is estimated to have reached a level that we cannot understand. Son Goku nodded first, and then said to everyone with a calm face. Goten estimates that the height reached now is an area that is difficult for them to understand. Before they felt that the form of Super Saiyan 3 was really strong. But after experiencing the battle between Goten and Broly just now, they also gradually realized that Super Saiyan 3 is not worth mentioning in front of the two of them. It looks like they still have a long way to go. Clock. Damn it. Damn Kakarot, father and son have surpassed me. Unforgivable. Vegeta's face was livid with anger. At the beginning, Kakarot was the only one who surpassed him. But 8 years ago, Kakarot's son, Son Gohan, the kid, surpassed him. Fortunately, even Kakarot's youngest son has become so strong. He, the second child of 10,000 years, fell directly to the fourth position of 10,000 years. Gas. It's so irritating. Didn't you realize that guy Goten can survive in the universe? If I remember correctly, Saiyan doesn't seem to have this special ability. Only then did Piccolo speak. You can't survive in the universe even if you become a Super Saiyan. But Goten seems to be totally fine. And moving forward at a very fast speed. Yes, how is this going? Saiyan really can't survive in the universe. Son Goku also looked puzzled. Vegeta on the side obviously didn't understand what was going on. Saiyan does not have this special ability. But Frieza they can. Maybe, it has something to do with the breath of God in Goten's body. Looking at the puzzled crowd, King Kai spoke. It is normal for a warrior with the power of God to survive in the universe. Chapter 30. Son Goku and the others nodded in agreement. Indeed they couldn't think of any other reason besides this explanation. I hope that kid will be blessed with great fortune, and stick to it in the universe. King Kai muttered to himself in a low voice. Although that Son Goten's character is different from Son Goku and Son Gohan. Much more decisive than them, but he knew Son Goten was also a good boy. Be a good fighter, killing Broly, for the Southern Galaxy, help the entire galaxy save countless planets and creatures. Everyone, please rest assured. Goten has such strength, presumably he can survive in the universe. Piccolo also spoke at the side at this time. Son Goku and the others don't continue to observe Son Goten either. Because Goten's current strength is too strong and has far surpassed them. It can be said that they were severely left behind. Hey, let's continue training. At first, I thought that Super Saiyan 3 was already very strong, but seeing Broly and Goten's battle today made me realize that our strength is still very weak. Son Goku smiled naively, and said to Vegeta and Son Gohan. At the same time, I also look forward to meeting Goten one day. Then fight Goten. Experience for yourself the power that Goten has now. Several people nodded seriously. In the past 8 years, although their strength has improved very much. But when compared, it pales in comparison. Son Goten's strength also greatly stimulated everyone's desire to practice. In this way, time passed day by day. A week passed in the blink of an eye. King Kai and Son Goku will also check on Son Goten's current situation every other day. At this time, Son Goten has been wandering in the universe for a whole week. Although this universe is vast and boundless, there are countless planets in it. But the distance between each planet is at least hundreds of thousands of kilometers. No matter how fast Son Goten is, it is not an easy task to go from one planet to another. Moreover, random groping without a sense of direction greatly escalates the difficulty of searching. Fortunately, Son Goten still has 2 fairy beans on his body. Shondo not only can make people recover from injuries, but also can make people recover their physical strength instantly. But at this time in the vast and boundless universe, suddenly 2 figures appeared, one tall and one short, both of them have silver white hair. The short one is only about 1.4 meters tall, with a silver white punk head, light purple skin, and a pair of elf ears. The taller one was a big man with a red face and long silver white hair hanging down his back. Both are wearing strange suits. The most striking thing is that the 2 big men are wearing a pair of earrings. Master Supreme Kai, look quickly, there seems to be someone over there. At this moment, the red-faced man suddenly said to the little man beside him. The words were obviously full of surprise. After all, there are not many races that can survive in the universe. This is the most desolate and remote location in the southern Milky Way. How could someone be here? Let's go and see Jebbet. Perhaps he has something to do with the explosion on the southern Milky Way planet a few days ago. The little dwarf immediately spoke seriously. That's right, the two guys in front of you are Supreme Kai Asen of the 7th universe and his bodyguard Jebet. They left the Supreme Kai world to come to the Southern Galaxy this time, mainly to fulfill their professional duties of inspecting the planet. By the way, let's investigate the sudden explosion of the Southern Galaxy planet some time ago. In fact, in the past few years, dozens of planets in the Southern Galaxy have been inexplicably destroyed one after another. It's just that in recent years, he has been paying attention to Majin Buu's affairs. So I didn't focus on the Southern Galaxy. Just a few years ago he got the definite news that the evil magician Babidi had a son Babidi. And he also has the ability to lift the seal of Majin Buu. Majin Buu is the fear in his heart. As long as that guy breaks the seal, it's very likely that the entire universe will be destroyed. So other things are not so important in front of this matter. Therefore, in the past few years, he has been constantly investigating Babidi's whereabouts. But Babidi was not found. Now he is like a frightened bird every day. Sometimes I can even dream about the picture of the other 4 Supreme Kai being killed and absorbed by Majin Buu thousands of years ago. Okay, Lord Supreme Kai. Jebet immediately nodded respectfully. Then the two of them flashed, and an instant transmission appeared directly in front of a figure. It's actually a human child. After seeing the person in front of them, Supreme Kai Asen and Jebet showed surprised expressions on their faces. How does a human child wander alone in the universe? Supreme Kai Asen was very shocked. And the kid who appeared in front of Supreme Kai Asen and Jebet is naturally Son Goten, who has been wandering in the universe for a whole week. Son Goten was also surprised after seeing Supreme Kai Asen and Jebet at this time. It's Supreme Kai Asen and Jebet. The savior is here. Of course, I was surprised and excited at the same time. It was like seeing the excitement of a savior. Because meeting these two guys means he doesn't have to hang around in the universe anymore. Finally, I can leave this place of deathly silence. Hey kid, who are you? Why did you appear in the universe? Jebet took a step forward, looked at Son Goten and immediately asked with a straight face. Of course, this is Jebet's character. Quickly, take me out of this place. I don't want to stay in this damn place for a minute, no, for a second. Son Goten looked at the two, and didn't answer Jebet's question but spoke immediately. After wandering around in the universe for a whole week, he felt that his whole body was not good. For 7 days, he didn't even have a bite of hot food. This is simply a huge torture for a Saiyan. Now his only thought is to get out of this ghost place and go eat something. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.